Hello and welcome back to Meat City Gaming. JD here with another achievement guide and walkthrough for Kronos Battle Worlds. And this is the second video for mission 12. In the previous video, I showed you how to complete the mission with no reinforcements. And in this video, what I'm going to do is show you how to complete the mission with reinforcements, but also completing all the secondary objectives. So just to backtrack in case you haven't seen the other video, there are 3 achievements associated with this mission, just like all the missions in Kronos Battle Worlds. You get 1 achievement for completing the primary objectives, 1 for completing the secondary objectives, and 1 for completing the mission without requesting reinforcements. This is the only mission in the game that I was not able to do all the secondary objectives and not request reinforcements. I had to split it up and do it in 2 separate runs, so I'm doing it in 2 different videos to show you how it's done. The previous video, there are 6 hatches on the ground. They function as buildings, and the enemy is trying to destroy those hatches by capturing them like you would a building. They have to use infantry units, and they have to shoot each of the hatches 10 times, and if they shoot it 10 times with an infantry unit, it will be destroyed. There are 6 of them in the game, in the mission. You need to protect 4 of them for the primary objective, but you need to protect all 6 for the secondary objective. So in the previous one, I sacrificed 2 so that I could consolidate my forces and beat the mission without requesting reinforcements. But I don't think it's possible to do it without to protect all 6 without requesting reinforcements. So in the second run, I requested reinforcements and tried to protect all 6 hatches. And so that's this video. Follow it closely. Again, I'm leaving the entire playthrough in. I'm not cutting out any sections. It is sped up gameplay, so you'll get through it a little bit faster. But once again, it's kind of living on the edge, constantly running around, trying to put out the next fire, using units in smart ways, using your mobility, also knowing where the enemy are going to attack, which hatches, and when, and from what direction. All of that is useful information that may make this a little bit easier for you. In terms of tips for the mission, request reinforcements early and often. You can request reinforcements once every 10 turns. And that means you can request them on turn 1. So as I did, I requested reinforcements on turn 1, which meant I could request them again on turn 11, and I could request them again on turn 21. And I needed them every time. Each time that I requested them, I was dropping them in a location that was in a lot of trouble. Check the availability of where you can drop your units. There's variability there. As long as you have a unit in the vicinity, you can do a reinforcement drop there. Again, this worked. I completed the mission using the method that I'm showing here. So if you want to follow these steps, that should work for you too. I did once again capture the secondary base to the southwest. That's one that has a little revolt. You get some units that change sides and join your forces. I think it's on turn 6 or 7. And if you coordinate a strike from the front, when those units pop up onto your side, you can take over that base and buff up your supply of units with a couple extra that you produce in the factory there. The other thing, this video does show how I blocked off reinforcements on the enemy team from the southeast. There's a couple of packs of units that cross. There's a double bridge, and they cross that double bridge to get access to the main island where all of the hatches are located. And with just a couple of units, 3 or 4, probably 2 pairs of 2 rocket units would be more than enough. You can completely defend that bridge against vastly superior numbers of enemies and prevent them from ever getting close to your hatches. You can see here I stacked up the rockets on the bridge, so they're one in front of the other. That means only one enemy can attack, so they're going to run up in front to your front unit. Maybe they'll get a shot off, and then on your turn, you can fire your second unit from the back line, and then your front unit, and that should kill the enemy, and it'll leave a wreck there. So on the enemy's next turn, they won't be able to move up again and attack your frontline unit because the wreck will be there for that turn. Then on your turn, you can again attack with your second line unit, move up a unit to be adjacent, attack with the frontline unit, you'll kill the unit, and again, you'll create a wreck, and you can completely cycle that throughout the mission in order to prevent reinforcements from coming there. It's a big help. In terms of other things that you need to do to complete the mission, just scout the map. There are resident houses throughout the map. Anytime you move a unit adjacent to them, it will pop out a unit for you to use. So do that early and often. Secure those units. Again, you need everything that you can get, and pay attention to what's attacking when, so that you can anticipate and get your units moving early. There are a couple of spots where the enemy will attack, and they may have 2, they may have 3 infantry units in a pack. And that means they're only going to need 4 turns, maybe 5 turns to completely capture a hatch. And moving in this game, it's not extremely quick. You know, if you have tanks that only get 1 move per turn, or, you know, helicopters, you get a couple helicopters as reinforcements later on. Their movement, it's not super fast. They only go 5 tiles per move, and you get 2 moves, so that's 10 tiles. But, you know, you may need to traverse half the map, and if it takes you 3 turns to get there, you're going to be arriving on the last turn before the enemy captures the hatch. So keep that in mind. Use this video as a guide. Use it to help you predict where the attacks are coming from and when, and you should have no trouble completing this mission with all 6 hatches intact, which will complete the secondary objectives, which, combined with a second run through doing it that you don't request reinforcements and just protect 4 hatches, through the 2 playthroughs of this mission, you will then have accomplished all 3 achievements associated with the mission. So hopefully that helps you guys out. If it did, please feel free to give the video a like, and as always, feel free to subscribe to Meat City Gaming for future content. Thank you for joining me. See you next time.